Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Hi. How is everybody? I'm really excited for tonight. Thank you for joining. Who's here? Can you put yourself in the chat? I'm really happy that you guys are here. Maybe you guys can let me know who's here. It'd be really fun. So I'm looking forward to making this fire honey tonight. It'll be a good time. I think it'll be pretty educational. I'm going to light my candle up for some mood. So, and then I'm going to light some incense. Oh, there we go. Much better. So I just want to wait for everybody. Hi, Alina. Thanks for joining. Yeah, fire honey is interesting. It's got a lot of different properties and meanings to it. It's really kind of very cool. I just want to wait a couple of minutes and chit chat a little bit, see who joins, see who pops in, and then we'll get started. Hello, Deborah. Thank you for coming. I'm excited that you guys are here. I am. It's going to be good. Making fire honey is pretty easy. It's not difficult, but it's cool because each thing stands for something different, and we'll go through it. It's really kind of neat. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. Deborah, were you the one who posted the repost on Facebook the other day about the properties of honey? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Well, I hope you guys can hear me. I really, really do. Oh, okay, good. Good. It wasn't you. Maybe it was Donna then. Somebody reposted about the properties of honey and, what it was good for. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. I like to teach what I know and impart my limited wisdom. So this is something, I'm hoping to be able to do more lives that show you how to do things and, create things like fire honey or do like a return to sender spell, maybe if that's what you're interested in, or, just stuff like that. But outside of that, I think, thank you, Deborah and Elena, for letting me know that you guys can hear me. That's great. So if you guys have anything that you're really, you want to try and learn about, you can put it like in the comments under the video after it's done, or you can put it here in the chat and I'll try to remember, or you can post it on my Facebook page and say, hey, I'd really be happy if you did a live about this or that. if I don't think I can do it, I'll let you know that that's kind of out of my wheelhouse or whatever. But I'm willing to try anything. All right. So I think we're going to get started on making the fire honey. We're going to learn how to create it. We're going to learn how to use it. And we're going to learn how to honor its spirit. Fire honey is honey that's infused with heat, like chilies, ginger, cinnamon, that sort of thing. Symbolically, honey represents your heart and compassion, and fire represents your passion and purification. So ideally, it's going to connect your heart chakra with your solar plexus chakra, and it's going to create power and love in harmony. Honey and fire and all the spices we're going to use have been used in folk medicine and witchcraft and kitchen witchery, homeopathic remedies for centuries. So, everything is all natural here. I'm going to say that I'm not a doctor or a medical professional of any kind. I can tell you what like they say the benefits physically of these spices are for you. And also I'll be telling you spiritually kind of what the spices represent. If you have allergies, feel free to not use the spice. I have not researched any kind of interaction with any medications or anything about like that. So with that being said, let's get to talking about what the real magic, the true magic of fire honey is. And it's the spices that you put into it, along with the intention that you imbue into it while you're creating it, right? So one of the first spices that we're going to use is cinnamon. You can use a cinnamon stick if you want. For all of these, you can use, I'm using the powdered version, the dried versions, because for a couple of reasons. One, I want to be able to use my fire honey immediately, after I make it. So I want to be able to get up tomorrow morning and put it in my tea or take a spoonful of it and eat it, whatever. If you're using like whole pieces of ginger, pieces of the root of the ginger and the turmeric, you got to chop it. You got to dice it fine. And what's going to happen is you're going to have to let it steep for about 3 to 7 days before you can really get the good benefit out of it. So you're going to keep it in your jar, in your kitchen. But the first, cinnamon, just plain old cinnamon. And, cinnamon is all about passion and prosperity and protection, the 3 P's, right? And spiritually, it heats up your intentions and it gets things moving fast and adds a little spark to your manifestations, right? Physically, it helps you balance your blood sugar, it strengthens circulation, and it warms your body, helps keep your body warm. It is definitely a great mix of comfort and fire. And, it's just a little bit of like your inner strength, wrapped around some sweetness. And the next spice we're going to use is ginger. So I've just got, again, some ground ginger, some dried ginger. And ginger represents forward motion energy, and it brings courage and motivation and confidence. And spiritually, it helps you step into your power and to help you take actions in your dreams and things you want to do. On the physical side, the health side, It is soothing to your stomach. So, you know, when you have a stomach ache, they always say drink ginger tea or chew a piece of ginger. It boosts your immunity and it helps your blood flow. So it's especially good on chilly days. Um, you know, and it's kind of a little push. It gives you a little push, that little go for it push, right? And my third spice that I'm going to be using is cayenne. You can use any kind of chili. I'm using cayenne because this is what I have. But you can use, if you're using like the produce, you can grab some kind of chili and dice it up and throw it in there. Cayenne is your fire starter, right? It kind of burns away your stagnant energy, any fear, any blocks that you have. Cayenne helps burn through them. You know, it's a great thing to add when you need a little courage or creativity or even some spiritual protection. And physically, it increases your circulation and metabolism and get your heart pumping. You know, the capsaicin in peppers and chilies has been known to also ease a little pain. So sometimes you can just mix some cayenne with maybe some apple cider vinegar and a little bit of the honey. And if you've got a little maybe arthritic or something going on inflammation wise, you can just put it on there, maybe wrap a little bit of gauze or something around it because you don't want to get that mess all over everything, and let it kind of be a natural sort of Bengay or Voltaren or, you know, whatever you use to help with that sort of thing. A lot of people say that it's very helpful. So you could try it. Who knows? It might work, right? My fourth spice is turmeric. And turmeric, they say that it's the light of the sun captured in a spice, right? And if you look at the color of it, and I want to try it, well, you'll see it when I put it in, but it's got sort of that golden shining color. And spiritually, it's used for healing and protection and strength. It calls in your golden solar energy, and it helps you clear away negativity, and it helps you to step into a little bit of clarity and vitality. You know, physically, like I said, it's an anti-inflammatory. It supports your joint health, and it strengthens your immune system. The one thing I want to say about the turmeric is you're not going to get the benefits of it the way you should if you don't use black pepper with it. Black pepper sort of helps your body absorb the properties of the turmeric. So that's a little caveat for the turmeric. And turmeric is your golden healer. You know, it sustains you. And my last but not least is black pepper. And black pepper is an amplifier, like I said. The great thing about black pepper is it's not super bold. Like the rest of these spices are very bold and it's just sort of, compared to these other things, it's muted, right? It's not that giant pop of flavor. And, but it enhances and activates your turmeric and everything. You know, when you're using pepper in a dish, it definitely enhances and oftentimes activates the flavor of the other things in that dish. And spiritually, it represents grounding and protection, and it keeps your magic sharp and focused. Physically, it helps your body absorb all the good stuff you need to absorb, and especially with the turmeric. And it helps you turn your magical blend from good to potent, right? So when you bring all of these together, you've got cinnamon for passion, ginger for courage, cayenne for transformation, turmeric from healing, and black pepper for power. You're creating more than just a fire honey. You are definitely bottling warmth, strength, and some sweet empowerment. So let's get into how to make this. You'll need about a cup of raw unfiltered honey and all of these spices that I've given you, that I've talked to you about. You're going to need a teaspoon measure. This is a teaspoon measure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these spices in, and I'm going to layer them. And I want to do this with a little bit of intention. So while you're creating this, right, you want to ask yourself, really, what is it you want to infuse into your honey? So for me, I'm looking to infuse maybe some healing, so a little bit of protection, a little bit of growth and grounding. So, ask yourself, what is it that I'm looking for when I'm making this? And infuse all those things into it, make it with intention. So I'm taking the teaspoon of cinnamon and I'm putting it in my glass jar. I'm just going to take a little bit of this honey. I'm going to put it over it. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my ginger. Then I'm going to measure a teaspoon of it. And I'm going to put it in there in my jar, as you can see. And put a little bit more honey over it, right? So I'm doing this, I want to layer it so it's not all kind of blobbed up together. And we're going to mix it in. But I'm making a little bit of a mess here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my cayenne. I'm going to take it, I'm going to plop it in here. A little honey. My turmeric. So this is my turmeric. Put it in there. I need to get the lid back on that though, because that'll be a real mess. And then my black pepper. And I'm going to take the rest of this honey. And I'm going to sort of pour this honey out into here like this. I just made a mess. I'm going to take my little spoon and I'm going to mix it around real good. And now you can let this sit for a couple of days if that's what you want to do, or you can use it right away or use it tomorrow. And this is kind of what it looks like. If you're looking right, it's just an infusion of all this stuff. And when you're mixing it, right, just know that if you're mixing clockwise, you're looking to manifest. So as you're mixing it, put your intentions into it, mix it clockwise, and voila, you are done with your creation, right? That was easy, wasn't it? That was real easy. Wasn't hard, didn't take too long. If you are creating the, now I left my lids off. If you're using the roots, are you need to let it sit. You need to let it steep for longer. Bruce, yeah, if you let it sit longer, it just infuses the spices in it more. And yeah, it just sort of, the honey sort of takes on more of the spice in it, and it kind of gloms together. So you can, I mean, this will keep for a while. Honey, doesn't go bad. So you can keep this out on your counter for a while. It's not going to get moldy or go bad or anything like that, or it shouldn't. If it does, you may want to look at the quality of your ingredients. And so I'm just putting the lid on it, and that's it. You just move it to the side, and you can, like I said, you can let it sit for a day or two if that's what you want to do, or you can, when you're not feeling well, like if you got a little bit of a cough or a sore throat, you can put it in your tea or just grab a spoonful of it. On the daily, you can eat it and try and reduce some of that inflammation that you've got going on. If you got a bit of a stuffy nose, it'll clear your congestion. It definitely helps to boost your immunity with the honey and the turmeric and everything. It really helps with that. The chilies, it helps to, and the ginger and the cinnamon all helps to sort of boost your metabolism. So try it, see how you like it. Also you can get these silicone molds, little cough drop molds. And if you put them in there and you freeze it, you can make yourself some all natural cough drops with it and soothe, a cough and a sore throat. So it really is pretty versatile. And, along with, and that's just the health, the health properties of it. With the metaphysical and the spiritual properties, if you take a spoonful of it before you do any public speaking or readings or anything like that. Yes, it was a teaspoon of black pepper. Correct. So if you go to my Facebook page, I have all the ingredients listed out for what you'll need. It's all of it was a teaspoon of everything: the ginger, the cinnamon, the cayenne, the turmeric, the black pepper. So it was all a teaspoon, and it was about 1 cup of raw, unfiltered honey, Deborah. So yeah, if you're looking for love, you can put some of it in your tea and use it as a sweetening spell. If you're looking for protection, you can take a red or gold candle and anoint the candle with some of it. Sticky though, my hands are very sticky. And you can use it in any candle magic that you're doing. When you're writing out your manifestations for your full moon or your new moon, or just on any given Wednesday or whatever you feel like writing out your manifestations and manifesting stuff, you can dribble a little on it. to try and help bring that in. You can use it as an energy cleanser. They say sometimes you could just put a couple of drops in your mop bucket. I don't know that I would do that though, only because I'd be worried about like ants or bugs or something. I think the honey would draw ants and that would make me crazy. I would use something else for that. I think, maybe, I don't know, some Florida water or something. I would put something different in my in my mop water to help that. But yeah, I mean that is it. That's the ease of fire honey. So if anybody has any questions or we want to chit chat or talk about different things, we're welcome to. So fire away. Well, my hands are all sticky. All right. Well, if that's it, if nobody has anything to say. Sure, Deborah. And that's why I used the dry spices, because it's some stuff that's in people's cupboard every day, right? A lot of times if people feel like they have to go out and buy turmeric roots or ginger roots or, stuff like that, then it's like, oh, well, I think maybe that's too much because now I got to go hunt these things down. And these dry spices are typically in everybody's, everybody's cupboards. You use them daily. And, you can, it's just easy. And you can create it in a pinch. You saw how quickly, I mean, within 30 minutes, we started and stopped. So, Elena, is there a book or site that gives the properties of herbs? There are many books that give the properties of herbs. Unfortunately, I don't have them in this room with me. They are out in the other room, but there are a bunch of them. I know Bruce is watching. So Bruce, if you walk over to the table closest to the TV and you tell me the name of the fat herb book, it's the fattest one, in chat, I would appreciate it. That way I can give the information to Elena. But there are tons and tons of books. I just ordered the I forget what it's called, the something apothecary book, and it tells you how to create all different kinds of things like this to help you use like plant medicine or herb like medicine, to go more holistically, more natural than just going and grabbing, a bottle of NyQuil or some Robitussin or something like that. Sometimes you need those things. I am not anti-medical, so that is not where I'm at with that at all. I am 100% on board. Get me a doctor if I need a doctor. But if I can cure it or do something with it and not have to go see the doctor, I'm going to try that. Okay, The Complete Guide to Herbal Medicines by Fitro and the Forgotten Apothecary. Yes, that's the one. Forgotten Apothecary is the one that I just ordered, which is kind of cool. It's got a bunch of different recipes. I haven't even really sat down and looked through it yet to see exactly what everything is. But that's a really cool book too. But the complete guide to herbal medicines is really cool too. Natural health remedies for dogs and cats. Yes, I have for my pets too. I have, as you can see, I have a bunch of books on some, more natural homeopathic sort of kind of things. I really am, I lean really heavy towards that. When my kids were little, I used to give them, oh gosh, I forget when they had colds, like Golden Seal and, gosh, I'm drawing a blank. And something else. And it comes to mind because my son Christopher just asked me about it the other day. He just said, "Hey, Mom, do we have any of that?" But yeah, there's a lot of really neat stuff out there. And some stuff works for people and some stuff doesn't. It's just, it's all about, some things are hit and miss, just like anything. You can go to the doctor and he can prescribe you any kind of medicine and it may not work. How many times have you had to switch antibiotics, or, how many times have you had to switch your mood medications because, your Lexapro isn't working. So you got to go with something else, Yeah, the book for cats and dogs is kind of cool too. Especially, I am very, 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 very cautious about what I give. What I give my pets. Cautious to the point that it irritates Bruce because he wants to give them a little piece of everything we're eating, and I'm like, don't give them that. There's onion in it. Don't give them that. There's this in it. So, but yeah, I right. I did do Reiki on Jean-Luc. He hurt his hip the other day, and he was very walking around. He was not feeling well. He has this thing where, like, I don't think it was his hip. I think it was like his knee joint. He kind of pops it out and pops it back in. He's like a little Maltese. The vet said it's common for his breed, like his type of dog. And he does this like maybe once or twice a year. Maybe he plays too rough with Tallulah, or he'll jump off the back of the couch and it's up high and he's little, and he tweaks it, and then he's down for the count for a couple of days. So I did some Reiki on it. And about a day later, about 24 hours later, he was up and moving. And I did it again, and he got a little better. He was about 3 days, maybe 4, of some slow movement and resting. And and after that, he's up. He's fine. It's like it never happened. He's running around. He's playing. He's out back wreaking havoc. The guy next door has chickens, and he's at the fence. One day he's gonna get those chickens. And yeah, I do it on Ollie, Sir Ollie back here all the time. But yeah, I do all kinds of stuff. I try to stay as natural as I can with a lot of things. Some things, you just can't. So, but yeah, I mean, that's how we do it. And again, like I said, it really takes nothing. It took no time at all to do this and create it. So I really want to do fire cider, but that has to sit for like 4 to 6 weeks. And then you have to, and that requires like whole ingredients. That requires the produce. Um, and that is you use apple cider vinegar with that. So if anybody's interested in the fire cider, we can make it, um, but you can't use it. It's got to steep, and then it's got to then you've got to strain it through like a cheesecloth. Um, but I'm more than willing to go through that too. Chop up the ingredients, throw it in a bigger mason jar than like the bigger one, and then we just we have to let it sit. I thought about doing some and having it and then coming on with some already prepared, like making one and then having some already prepared so I could show you the end part of it. So that's an idea that I'm thinking of. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I can do that. We can do whatever. We can work on roller bowls. I can do I can show you how to do like a roller ball for protection, and you use some jojoba oil and maybe some uh, essential oils and stuff like that. So I've made those and done those before. So whatever you guys are interested in, throw it out there. Even if you think it's a little off the wall, if I don't think it's something that I can support with or anything, I will tell you outright, look, that, that's a little out of my wheelhouse. And maybe I can find somebody to come on and show us all how to do it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, thank you guys for coming and for supporting me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm glad. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know. Let me know if you make any and if it's done anything for you, and I'll let you know. I'll go, I'll put something out there to say, okay, I've been using it for a week, or I've been using it for 2 weeks or whatever. And these are the things that I've noticed. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I don't really have anything else with the fire cider, but if you guys want to chit chat, we can about whatever, anything you want. You want me to pull a card for you? I can do that. If you want me to just sit around and chat with you, I can do that too. I'm trying to figure out what spice this is. Woo, that's cayenne. Woo. Oh my goodness. That'll teach me to keep the lids off my spices. Holy macaroni. Wow. So I'm glad you found it helpful, Elena. And by all means, you can always text me or email me and ask me if I know anything or if I have a recipe for anything or anything like that. I'm more than happy to share the information that I have. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up then. Thank you so much for joining. And, I look forward to spending some more time with you guys. Like, share, please. Let's get those likes up there. Let's get the shares out there. And maybe next time I'll do some readings, or we'll, let me know what you guys are looking for. Let me know what you want. I'm happy to kind of get on here and just support, Let me know how you guys like the tarot in a minute segments that I'm doing, the shorts, the 1 minute shorts that are explaining the cards. those are kind of cool. All right. All right, guys. Have a great night. And thank you again. I appreciate it.